Epilogue. He falls. Darkness surrounds him. He cannot move, cannot feel, yet he knows he is falling. Emptiness is all he feels. If his mouth worked, he would laugh. The joy of being free is overwhelming, yet it means nothing. He's dead. His sister held him in her arms as he descended. The image reappears in the back of his mind. He cannot hear anything, but he remembers the battle raging around them. He remembers how he was the one that started the battle, lead it, wanted to see his siblings die. No, that was not him. It was the infectious mind of his Sander that toyed with his thoughts, thanks to that creature of his so many years ago. If he could, he would kill Lysander and his servant. Yet, he cannot. Instead, he falls endlessly as his spirit drifts to the guarded sector of the Shadow Realm, where the dead wait to be judged. Most scholars simply call it judgment, but this aside, they know nothing. They think judgment is a realm itself. The truth is, it is part of the Shadow Realm, which very few even know about. And judgment is a gate to Eotai and Voss, two separate realms most believed to be two halves of a whole. Beyond its walls are the soulless, beings that mimic the lives of the living, essentially a balance of energy. They disappear when their partners die. Some manage to escape. It is said one can accomplish this when the living experiences a near-death experience that severs their connection. Once this happens, the soulless tend to seek out the living and take over their lives. If this happens, the soul of the living is consumed and gone forever. However, the likelihood is very low. The typical soulless has no consciousness. Another way is for a soulless to take over a soul in the Shadow Realm while they wait for judgment. Of course, why he knows this, he has no clue. Perhaps lingering thoughts of when Lysander lived in his head? Festering lies to keep him from trying to fight his way out? Moments before he started falling, he almost let the lies consume him completely. Then he heard Astra's voice. It was strong, powerful, fearless, and it angered Lysander. What his sister did not know was that gave him enough strength to fight the god from within. He pulled his strikes, diverting killing blows, but it was exhausting. And despite it all, he still finds himself here, falling alongside translucent spirits from the battle above towards the outer walls of judgment. Moments later, countless lines of light appear, each branching off into the distance from a single point. All these lines, creatures walk aimlessly towards the bridge, the only way into judgment. Kadorg unclenches his fist. There is no use feeling angry over something he cannot change. He should just be happy neither Astra nor Rosner followed him here. His bare feet touch the cold cobblestone. He walks towards the center of the city. Something pulls him there. He runs his fingers through his hair. All he can do now is... He stops moving. Everyone else continues forward, mindless of their actions. A chill freezes his bones when the spirit of a large orc walks through him. Frightened, he lowers his hand and looks at it. Unlike everyone around him, he is completely solid. He feels alive and stronger than ever, and it terrifies him. Follow me. The voice is so faint, and with Kadork still puzzled by his condition, he thinks he imagines it. Yet when he looks up, a figure in a dark cloak watches him from an alley, only to disappear when it sees he has been spotted. He hesitates. He He does not know the place apart from stories. He also does not know what this being would want from him. Yet he is more fearful of the Cetera and what they might do if they found someone living than the unknown. Godoric catches the being at the entrance as they turn another corner. Several minutes go by, he thinks, before he finds the being standing in the middle of an empty square. It is small compared to what he has seen, but he does not need anyone to tell him what is about to happen. Yet he has no choice. They know something about what is going on, and he wants answers. He takes a step forward and falls into darkness once more. He looks up, and the being floats above him, getting smaller every second. Then he hits his head, and his mind goes blank. Pain ruptures from his wrists, and his head spins. A dim light from the wall lights up most of the room. He sits, bound to a chair, the hooded figure in front of him. Despite the situation, Godoric smiles bitterly. Illusion magic. Do you know why you are here? His tone is dangerous, though his accent is soft and slow. I'm not dead? The man is motionless. No, you are not. Do you know why? Godoric does not. For some reason, the question weighs heavy on him. No. An arrow flies out from the darkness and hovers for a split second in front of his chest before falling into his lap. Godoric looks at the arrow in shock, then at the figure. Before he can utter a word, the man says, But I do. Godoric eyes the arrow once more. The shaft is white, the head translucent, and the fletching emerald. Along the shaft, inscriptions in a language he cannot read run down its length. It is such a beautiful oddity, despite it nearly killing him moments ago. Arrows like these, the man continues, as if he had just set it in Godoric's lap, they hardly ever miss their mark. Then why did it not kill me? Demands Godoric. The man approaches. He gently takes the arrow and examines it. It cannot. The enchantments do not allow it to even graze your skin. That does not answer my question. He receives a curious look from the man, a small frown. The rest of his smooth, light-tanned face hides in shadow. You truly know nothing. Godoric lets the sarcasm slide off his tongue. What do you think? Although he cannot see the man's eyes, Godoric feels them lock with his. The feeling does not faze him. You might just be the one. Blood breaks through his skin around his restraints as Godoric fights them with growing frustration. What are you talking about? The man does not hear his captive. Of course. The armor should easily clarify this. What armor? It is a great risk. Oh, for the love of the 7 realms, what? 9. Godoric looks at the man, surprised. 9? He nods. There are actually 9 realms, and you may soon rule 7 of them.